Hello today. Greetings. I would like to expound a little bit more on living off the gospel. I actually have a phone here with the Bible on it, which is really nice. Um, Start 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 3. My defense to those who examine me is this: do we have no right to eat and drink? Do we have no right to take along a believing wife, as do also the other apostles, the brothers of the Lord, and Cephas? Or is it only Barnabas and I who have the right to refrain from working? Whoever goes to war at his own expense. Who plants a vineyard and does not eat of its fruit? Or who tends a flock and does not drink the milk of the flock? Do I say these things as a mere man? Or does not the law say the same also? For it is written in the law of Moses, you shall not muzzle an ox while it treads out the grain. Is it oxen God is concerned about, or does he say it altogether for our sakes? For our sakes, no doubt. This is written, that he who plows should plow in hope, and he who threshes in hope should be partaker of his hope. If we have sown spiritual things for you, is it a great thing if we reap your material things? If others are partakers of this right over you, are we not even more? Nevertheless, we have not used this right, but endure all things, lest we hinder the gospel of Christ. Do you not know that those who minister the holy things eat of the things of the temple, and those who serve at the altar partake of the offerings of the altar? Even so, the Lord has commanded that those who preach the gospel should live from the gospel. But I have used none of these things, nor have I written these things, that it should be done so to me. For it would be better for me to die than that anyone should make my boasting void. For if I preach the gospel, I have nothing to boast of, for necessity is laid upon me. Yes, woe is me if I do not preach the gospel. For if I do this willingly, I have a reward, but if against my will I have been entrusted with a stewardship, what is my reward then? That when I preach the gospel, I may present the gospel of Christ without charge, that I may not abuse my authority in the gospel. So much to say, we've never asked for money for teaching or discipling or anything like that, and we will not. That is a definite. That has been in place from the beginning, and it's not that we find ourselves ahead above anyone else or anything like that, but as an apostle, I must become servant to all. I must. There's no question there. We do our best to endure all things. Sometimes it's more than what we're willing to share, simply because, like the Apostle Paul said, look, if I boast of if I go and tell you all the hardships we're facing, then what's the point? If I'm doing it against my will, what really is the reward? It's a stewardship. It's not a reward. So it's not like you're going to go, as an example, go to Africa and hate every second you're over there, but I did my service. Guess what? You already have your reward. It's a stewardship, not a reward. It's literally, look, you were entrusted to go do this. This is no longer, it's just no longer a matter of how are you going to be blessed later on in life or even in the afterlife in heaven. But then again, like the apostle said, we need to eat as well. I have never asked anyone for money, and I will not. But at the same point in time, I do ask people, hey, do you know of any way this need could be met? Would you pray with me that this need would be met, whatever the need may be? And it's been highly effective. If you know us personally, yeah, the Lord takes good care of us. Maybe not. We don't get materialism, and we don't want it. But the Lord takes very good care of us. And coming back through here, do you not know that those who minister the holy things eat of the things of the temple, and those who serve at the altar partake of the offerings of the altar? Even so, the Lord has commanded that those who preach the gospel should live from the gospel. This is something Jesus commanded. This isn't, far off in left field trying to, start my own thing here. It's biblical right here. And I know there's those that either interpret it differently or ignore this passage or are unaware of it. I'm not sure. But I would strongly encourage, if you're starting out in the ministry or learning to minister, hey, you know what? Even if you're just talking to someone to help them out, if they give you a gift, be humble about it, but do accept the gift. If you deny them the gift, you're also denying them the blessing of giving that gift. So you're not just denying yourself, you're denying them. And if you are being counseled, I'm not saying you have to give something. Well, give as you feel led, simply because Father God has commanded it. That's a way of showing gratitude. Gratitude has been proven to be the most powerful human emotion. So that's it for right now. Probably more to come soon. Love you all. God bless.